22 million black victims of Americanism are waking up, and they're gaining a new political consciousness, becoming politically mature. And as they develop this political maturity, they're able to see the recent trends in these political elections. Any minority that has a block of votes that stick together is in a strategic position. Either way you go, that's who gets it. You're in a position to determine who go to the White House and who stay in the doghouse. You're the one who has that power. You and I have never seen democracy. All we've seen is hypocrisy. When we open our eyes today and look around America, we see America not through the eyes of someone who has enjoyed the fruits of Americanism. We see America through the eyes of someone who has been the victim of Americanism. We don't see any American dream. We've experienced only the American nightmare. We haven't benefited from America's democracy. We've only suffered from America's hypocrisy. And the generation that's coming up now can see it and are not afraid to say it. 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 And are not afraid to say it.
There we go. Welcome you all listening to Black Westchester Magazine presents People Before Politics Radio every Sunday, 6 to 8 on pbpradio.com. I am your host, A.J. Woodson. Quick shout out to the rest of the crew who can't be here today. Dr. Robert Haskell, he's in the lab working on some apps, put some proposals together. And MK Jones is on hiatus. Wes Jones is always out there fighting the battles. So yeah, Brenda L. Crump, she is at the, and I wanted to read this, I made sure I wrote it down so I could read it. I give props to the kids. She is at an event today called the Black Scholars Recognition Reception for her two twins, Thornton High School seniors, Timothy and Destiny. They're all being honored today. So that is where she is right now. Lorraine Lopez is out for the day. She may call in. So it's just going to be me holding it down by my dolo. I have a guest popping, as always. Alonzo West and Lil Palone from the Westchester County Cobra. They backed out of the last Mississippi. We will not be here. Hey, how you doing? Come on. Who else is supposed to be here today? Naz Duncan, she will not be here today. She's going to try to call in. She has something that she had to be at. So, it's one of them weeks, so we're just going to hold it down. Like I said, we have a few guests to pop in. I have a video of Brenda's daughter. Let's see if we can play that real quick. Destiny. Let's see. We can go into that real quick. Not blurry, just a little blurry. that was Destiny President Crum's daughter. Like I said, she's being honored today at the
the case, but the U.S. Attorney's Office is dragging their feet and not making an arrest. I've written to several government officials, namely the U.S. Attorney's Office of the Southern District of New York, to ask to verify if that in fact is true, but I don't get any answers. I've been to the FBI office in Rye to ask, where are we at with the case, and they too will not answer my questions. I wrote an article which I sent to your newspaper, and after writing that article about just discuss over how my case has been handled, I received a phone call from one of the police from the Mount Vernon Police Department that was initially involved in this case, who kind of belittled me for writing what I said. And that person said that I could have reached out to the police department for any major crime department for any questions that I had regarding the case, which I said, that's absolutely not true. Because after numerous times when they were handling the case, I never got calls. I was always made to feel like I was a nuisance. And then in the end of our conversation, the person said to me that basically they were surprised at me for writing my feelings, and that I should never reach out to them again for any assistance. Right, that person for any of their assistance. Yes. The detective Denise. Fighting this fight for 2.5 long years. I've written letters from my congressman to the governor. I've been all over. I had begged it's really funny because I wrote District Attorney Scarpino a letter along when I wrote the governor, maybe my third letter, and I let him know that I was a constituent of his. I voted for him. And I know that that was one of his campaigns that he stated that he wanted to clean up Mount Vernon, especially because he did come from Mount Vernon. And I wrote him a letter letting him know. And I never got a response back from him, which really, I was really appalled by that. Okay? I had dealt with Assistant District Attorney Mr. O'Rourke, John O'Rourke, personally. I've been in his office many, many times. And I went to his office recently and left him a request that he please call me to discuss this case, especially when I was told that we were near an arrest. He never returned my phone call. So I'm really surprised at him. So,
Yeah.
absolutely. Well, I can say this, and I don't want to compromise the case. I can tell you that there are, and I was told this directly, there were, one gang has already been taken down. There were 3 primary gangs that was created havoc in Mount Vernon. One has already been dismantled. There are 2 more. And one in particular is the gang that killed my son. And that gang is the one that is involved in that murder of that child New Year's Eve, the day of New Year's Eve. Had they arrested that gang and dismantled that gang, that child probably would be alive today. first and foremost, for my son's murder and for those murders that have occurred, I'd like to see justice for myself and those families. I'd like to see the crime in Mount Vernon finally addressed. I'd like to see there to really be a turnaround in the city of Mount Vernon, for there to be really strong leadership. Right now, I don't see that. And I think that, people should stop this, all the fighting, the internal fighting that I see going on there. Get a strong leader there. They should look at examples of places that have turned their cities around, like Newark. Okay? And use those examples. Reach out to those people and see how they did it. And use those as examples and try to do, follow suit. But first and foremost, I think what they need to do is bring justice to the people who need it desperately. And I think that the government and the police officials, the district attorney's offices, the U.S. attorney, they need to keep their promise to us and bring and incarcerate these people that have done these things they've done. Keep their promise to us. To me, the FBI cannot get Mount Vernon without the mayor knowing that he's there. So the current mayor, regardless of who was there previously, because it is a known fact that the FBI was in Mount Vernon for the past 6 years. Okay? So regardless of who was there previously, they're not there anymore. So the sitting mayor is aware of the fact they are there. And he should be the one that should demand something be done in his town. He has the power to do it. Absolutely not. He's not doing enough. Prime example is out there in Long Island. They have the same type of scenario. The mayor there, he reached out to the government, the FBI, and said, we need help. And he demanded it. And that's exactly what they're getting. I don't hear our mayor saying anything. Only when it becomes a big crisis. And these drones, that makes absolutely no sense to me. That's wasted money. Put policemen on the street to walk up and down the police presence so people see that. That means a real safety. It means something to people. It deters crime. A drone, what's it going to do? Take a picture? It's not going to chase someone down the street or apprehend someone when they're accosting a person, shooting someone. It's not going to stop any crime that kind of way. Plus, I have a 21-year-old. And she and I recently have had some conflict because I'm always, calling her, where are you? Yeah. And I try to explain to her I don't mean to be like that, but it's left me in a state of perpetual fear. Just never knowing, oh God, is everything all right? And I don't mean to be like that, but that's just how I am. Even like sometimes I may watch something on television that may depict something similar to my situation, and it opens up, old wounds. So it's like you always relive it in some form or fashion. It's just a part of your life. Mayor Thomas. I did call Mayor Thomas. He never returned a phone call to me, ever. Oh, absolutely. Oh, yes, I've dealt with the police. I dealt with the police initially when this happened. I was calling them every week, if not a couple of times a week. Even when I went to identify my son's body at the morgue, they had an officer, detective, meet me there. And when I went in, I was like, beside myself. And I came out, I was crying, and the look on the man's face was like, disgusted with me. And I just felt so, I don't know, it's hard to describe. Like, he didn't even say, oh, I'm so sorry, Mr. Brown, nothing. But the look at it, that he looked at me. No, I always had to call them. And then finally, when the case was turned over, I was told to the FBI. But then I was also told that if I needed any information, I could also call the Mountain Police, which I did. And there were some things that belonged to my son that I wanted to retrieve that I knew had nothing to do with the investigation. And I spoke with a detective who I called to ask if I could have it. And no one ever called me, so I called the captain of the police department. And Pacific militant. The only reason why I say that is because I don't live in Mount Vernon. I live in another community. I won't say where that is. And it is quite different the way that people are treated where I live in Mount Vernon. And I know for a fact it's because you're black that they treat you like that.
Well, like I said, just one of the things that everybody listening to this thing to let you hear. I want to have these council members,
Share one last thing before we end. I'd just like to share with the audience, especially the parents of murdered children. There's an organization, it's called Parents of Murdered Children. They meet every third Saturday at Calvary Hospital in the Bronx. This June 17th. They will be having as a guest speaker the new Bronx District Attorney. Right. And she will be there speaking, and she will be giving advice, and she, I think, is a very good resource for people like myself and any other person that's looking for information as far as finding out resources of where we can go to make complaints and where we can go to voice our complaints and different other things to help us to find justice. So anyone that is looking for a resource that we can find out information to help us in our fight, I think if you go to the meeting, it'll be at 11 o'clock on June 17th, they should attend. Because this woman is a very powerful woman. She is someone that stands for just and right, and I think that she will be able to help us. So if they're available, they should go. stop fighting with each other and address what's the most important issue there. Putting drones in the city is not the answer. Putting more police presence, in the crime-ridden areas is the most important thing. I think addressing the educational problem that they have there is another important factor, because without educating these young people, they're going to eventually turn to the street and crime. I think that's important. The FBI has been in the city of Mount Vernon for 6 years. We need to go and start demanding to people like the governor and the Justice Department that they start making arrests of these gangs that are in Mount Vernon, because there are still 2 gangs in Mount Vernon that are the primary reason of all problems, well, most of the problems that are existing in that city. And once those gangs are dismantled, I think that there will be a very big change in Mount Vernon. And I think that those are the primary things that need to be addressed. So those parents that are seeking justice, as I said, they attend the meeting next Saturday on June 17th. There'll be a resource in the Bronx District Attorney that will be there, that will be able to give information that will help them to address their concerns and give them information on where they can go to find answers to find justice. So the primary concern is fighting the crime in Mount Vernon, making the mayor, the city council, address it. No, I have not, because I don't live in the city of Mount Vernon. So I haven't. Thank you for having me.
then I am preaching that Black Lives Matter. And for the first time, I'm not losing my spirit of who we are, but it's just a fact that we Black Lives don't matter in my country at all. I don't know nobody, but I don't care. I can't hear the lieutenant commissioner in that building, the lieutenant commissioner of that homicide. When I first came, I haven't heard from nobody one time, nobody, no police officer, nobody never called me. Since my son was burned up here in Mount Vernon. I've been up here 15, 20 times to get direction. But then, I know they don't come get me around here. I gotta get back on my trail, though. They didn't get me, though. You know, they trailing me. I haven't heard from nobody. All I heard is there's a new department. We only got 5 homicide police. That's changed. Mr. Fisher ain't here. Mr. DeMac ain't here. I ain't get one call. Never. It is June 24th, 2015. One call, but nobody in Mount Vernon. And then every time I come up here, they say we gonna call you and do this. I've been out of the Westchester, I connected to the Birmingham, to the DA, all the nobody called me. I can't get my son's possessions on that night. So, I got a little realization on what's happening here, listening to y'all, and being here, and hearing from people about what's going here in Mount Vernon. It's crazy. You know, and I just want to say to y'all, I know a lot of people that got these shoes on that I'm wearing, I'm being honest right here, and ain't gonna be the first or the last time. But that Black Lives Matter thing right now, for me, I'm totally confused. I'm totally confused. You know, I went there Thursday, I said, listen, I know you ain't from here. You know, this don't be a cold case. That was 18 months ago. I haven't heard from nobody never, ever called me one time since my son was murdered. And my son deal with, he ain't no special kid to know of. We know a lot of people, I know a lot of people. He is a double master. He was a double master on his work, hanging out at the little hoochie joint. And, you know, riding on the phone and the police says, I'm sorry, your son from my account. He in the wrong place at the wrong time. He riding with whatever. However that went down. I'm just saying, this is what I'm saying to y'all right now. I ain't even nobody. If my brother is a homicide, all I never, Mr. Lieutenant Fisher, he never called, I swear to you, Mr. Sawyer, and he never called me one time. The new guy, he ain't called me. Whoever second him, they ain't called me. The DA, they ain't called me. I wait 12 weeks trying to get my son clothes and wallet. They ain't called me. I ain't got nothing. All I do is ride through that night. My brother, man. I pray to y'all, man, we get to pray with that. We get to look at him, man. Next up.
That's the general story of mine.
You too.
Oh my God, that's my identical story. He did. Oh my God. Black lives don't matter. No, absolutely. Absolutely. That they don't. Not now, Vernon. That's exactly what I said in my letter. Right. Right. Doing your own police work. Because I did that myself for the first maybe year, running around the street asking questions, who's this, what's that, and then passing it on to the police. My son had gone to Mount Vernon. We don't live in Mount Vernon. He'd gone to Mount Vernon to visit a friend. Apparently, over the weekend, he had had a problem at a club called the Steam House with some guy. And as I was told, this person felt he had disrespected him. And he had it out to get him. And so he was looking for him. My son didn't know that. And then he had gone to Mount Vernon that Monday to visit a friend. And when he was on Park Avenue in Mount Vernon, these people happened to be in a vehicle and they saw him. Right. And he was walking down the street, and the two people came up behind him and shot him in the back. And I was told that he laid on the ground so long, it took so long for the ambulance or whomever to come. And I think he died right there on the street, because by the time he got to the hospital, there was very little that they could really do to him. So he they hit a main artery, and he drowned in his own blood, and he died. I was at my home, and so happened that my oldest son, who lived in New Jersey, was there visiting with me. And when I got that phone call, I fell to my knees, and I screamed, and I just looked to the sky, and I said, "No, God." And I could hardly move. My son said to me, "Come on," and we ran to the car. And my son was driving so fast, I thought the car was going to tip over. And we were on the highway racing to get to Mount Vernon. And when we got there, I saw the police and, everyone there. And they said they had taken my son to the hospital. And I got to the hospital, and they were working on him. And I was sitting there, it seemed like time just was going so slow to me. And I just kept sitting there waiting and waiting. And I said to myself, well, they didn't bring him out. If he was okay, they would be taking him to the operating room. So I finally asked the doctor, I said, well, how come you're not taking him to the operating room? And that's when they said to me they took me into a little room, and that's when they told me he was gone. And that was the worst day of my life. The worst day of my life.
relatives of people that have been killed in the city of Mount Vernon who have found our police department to be so unresponsive. Because the guy, I actually heard your comments when you described the unwillingness of the detectives to even respond, and the same thing that they just said came to mind to me about. It seems like this is a pattern here. And I do also want to stress everyone, to put things back into a broader context. This is one of the reasons why the struggle to get a resident commissioner from the city of Mount Vernon who both understands the dynamics of violence in our city, but also has the requisite degree of empathy that's required to respond to people in a sympathetic action.
I have to say now, and this gets very personal.
The action lost a brother myself. One of my brothers, as you know, AJ, some of the listeners know me, he died in Mount Vernon under very murky circumstances, and we still do not have the clear 25 years ago. We still don't have the definitive ruling from the district attorney on the cause of death. And, needless to say, it's been an unhealed wound just from my family, but especially from my mother, who we're going to celebrate. Matter of fact, my brother's birthday is tomorrow. So my mother's going to have to deal with this again. So this is a long-standing pattern. And I'm so sorry that y'all have to go through this.
We have to do better. Listening to
your description of the events that surrounded your son's loss, it reminded me of the frequency with which brothers especially continue to do life that battle with one another over issues of bruised honor. And, one, that's something so trivial. I don't know exactly what your son was thought to have done to disrespect a man, but there should never be any act of disrespect that is ever equivalent to a person's life. And so it shows our values are somewhat out of sync. But I have to say, everyone, as a scholar, this experience reminded me of a book that I had begun to read many years ago about the way in which the system of honor that is so central to the dynamics of violence in our community is actually an inheritance of slavery, and in particular, system of honor that was handed down to us by our slave masters. And the reason why I think this is important because it underscores the degree to which we remain entrapped in many of the cultural values that we were forced to assimilate because of slavery and have not yet really struggled with the source of those values and come to a decision as a community, especially as men, to whether or not those values continue to serve us. And we have to be willing to examine how the heck did we come up with the idea that possibly stepping on someone's sneakers or any of the seemingly trivial things that can be done to believe in. How does that happen? And we're not safe because, AJ, you and I go to the Scheme House. It's a great establishment, and any of our comrades are associated with the Scheme House. And we generally say to ourselves, well, here's a venue that is going to cater to the culinary taste, musical taste of the black community broadly defined, and it's a safe place. And yet, here we go with, a story that would make you think otherwise. I mean, I thought the same thing about the Ingram home. No, Third Avenue. Yeah, that's an edge. Yeah, there was a lovely venue. We used, and rest in peace to the owner. He used to let us meet for a lot of meetings, community type meetings. And when the mayor situation happened, he let us have a town hall there, just without charging us. He did a lot of stuff, but it was a source of a lot of parties that were the element that, there were several things that came out, fights, etc. that ran out to the street afterwards. Like how would I go to, I mean, I love those functions. They weren't for me. They weren't like, they just weren't for me. Like, just who the artist was and who the artist attracts me. That was definitely not my audience. Not my crowd. I didn't even know the name was. With some of the old school stuff, but
right, because most people take it for granted that when they go out, they're going to be safe. But so many decisions that are made about patronizing black-owned, operated businesses require that people take into consideration their safety. Matter of fact, me and AJ were hanging out together, and we were in a black-owned business that I will not name, and, that was the joke, if you'll recall. We're all safe here. And, what it means is that when, if you will, your middle class, people of color feel threatened or have to consider whether they're going to be safe when they go out. That means that the patron base for many businesses in the city of Mount Vernon, especially businesses that are going to provide entertainment and dining experience. That means it's basically out the window. So I'm good everywhere. AJ, I won't say you call me today.
people fail. But you know what? There's a lot of people case in point. They just had Memorial Day. They had an event at Memorial Field. And then a lot of people not only because they thought some of the contaminants might not be removed. A lot of people, it was a circus. And then people were saying, I am not taking my children to anything about running. Like, they didn't even go to the circus. Like, the circus was a good event. And they're like, I'm not taking my children to anything about running. I heard that a lot. The thing Memorial, whatever, and there was a Memorial, like, I'm not going. A lot of people because of being contaminated or whatever that situation is. But all of it was, getting a large crowd in Vernon is not. I want to be part. I don't want to part of that. I'm doing the arts and learning for the first time in 17, 18 years. Arts and learning was 17, 18 years, whatever. Never an incident. Shot, killed.
And I was recounting somewhere that when arts and learning came up, actually I said to myself, you know what? I'm not going to go to arts on third because there's always a possibility that something's going to go wrong. And I said to myself, and I admitted to this person, you know what? And at the time I said that, I was like, the possibility is slim to none. But I got caught up with a couple of friends, whatever, and as I was with my man Mel. And his children called him, 13, 14, called him to tell him what happened, and what can we do? People are trying to make sure they come home to their families from whenever they go hang out, and you can't be sure that, so it really does undermine the one of the requirements in order to have private businesses. People have to believe they're safe.
A lot of things that are happening.
But you know what amazes me is that Mount Vernon it seems like it's the only city in Westchester that cannot solve any murders. It's the worst police force ever. I mean, I hear these little small communities, different places. They serve, crime, murder, something occurs there. They eventually solve it. Mount Vernon, never. These murders go on for years and years and
to the show. The Black Legislature is anti-police. They're not anti-police. They're anti-those who are not doing their job. I don't care what you are. Secondly, there are a lot of good police officers, men and women, that work for the Police Department. And we strongly believe that and know something. You know what I mean?
We do know something.
You got information with something yesterday.
I have to take the opportunity to interject because yesterday, unfortunately, I was driving around with an expired inspection sticker. And while AJ and I were, hanging out on Saturday, and as I was sitting on the side of the road, an officer spied my expired inspection sticker. I could see, look at it, and I just drove up and thinking, grabbed it, and made right, and then within a minute, he pulled me over. And as he approached me, he asked me, "Sir, do you know why I pulled you over?" And all I could do was knowingly laugh, like, yeah, I just saw you look at my inspection sticker, and I know you know it was expired. And he said to me, "Listen, man," he was like, "Listen, you know, I could have pulled you over about 10 times already. This is hardly the first time I've seen it." And the officer was so courteous that both AJ and I had to compliment him. He really was an exemplary officer. His name is Officer Valenti, and he really does represent, I think, the best in courtesy and professionalism.
The white officers.
The white officers, and they were very, very nice, and and he went out of his way to give me instructions on how to avoid paying charges for the ticket if at all possible, and behind yeah.
The point that the reason why I
What I want to say, and I want to really get that, and I agree with a lot of the homicides have been solved, but there was a period of time when we did have some officers, and we did have a decent homicide squad that did solve some of the homicides, so but for the most part, what you're saying is true. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of these, some of these were dating 2010, 2011, and like I said, that's three mayoral administrations. At this point, you know what I'm saying? So it's not even putting out one mayor against the other. That's three mayoral administrations, and nothing's been done. So with that, I just want to say.
So the point that I'm making here is this. When you see that you have a system that's not working, when do you address it to say, hey, this isn't working, how do we fix it? I mean, if this was a business, and this was your private business, and you weren't making money, at some point you would say, hey, we're not making money, well, what can we do? Because you're not going to stay in business and not make money.
If it works for somebody else, they can fire you.
Exactly. So you need to tell me that you're here to serve the public. You hear the public outcry, and it doesn't matter to you. People coming, crying, my child's been killed, this is happening, that's happening, and you just ignore them. You're just there collecting taxpayer dollars for a paycheck. You don't care. Come on, that's not acceptable.
Again, and again, just in my opinion, but I believe it's a leadership issue. You do what your leadership instructs you to do. You do what your leadership demands of you, and at times you don't do what the leadership does not demand of you. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, like, even if you're the good guy, you know what I'm saying? But there's only so much you're going to do. If, your leadership is not behind that and doesn't have a plan, policy, and procedures in place, and this is something that they're firm on, that they're going after, and everything starts with leadership now. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's, let's stop there. So, having proper leadership, I think, would be a great plus. If we can narrow a qualified candidate for a police commissioner, I think that's the first big step. And Mayor Thomas has said he's going to do it. He's working on it. I think it's been a couple of months now. And I think he was promising to have something in place by now, and he still hasn't. We need to reach out to him this week too to see how he's doing on identifying a qualified candidate. And I think that is one of the first things we need to do. You know what I'm saying? And then you have that qualified candidate assess the department and see what needs to, the holes need to be plugged, some stuff that need to get thrown away, some stuff that's worth saving, And I heard officers say this, all officers know people like they work with that shouldn't have that job. You know what I'm saying? Like, they know they work side by side by each other. They know you shouldn't have that job. There's that in every department. I mean, every police department, But like my church says, police always say when you see something, we should say something, but a lot of times they see some stuff, and some of the police brutality things, outright murder, and they don't say shit. So, you can't expect the no snitching thing to die until the blue wall of silence comes down. Because, the cops are not going to speak up on the bad cops don't speak up on what the good cops do not speak up on what the bad cops do. And I've said this before, it comes off as you approve. And that's how it comes off on the outside. You know what I'm saying? Like, not knowing anything that works in the police department. But you see this day to day, and they're not saying anything, and they're not doing anything. It comes off that you approve of what's going on. And you agree with it. And I understand the whole thing about, and I will say this, I understand the whole thing about being the person to out someone in the police department that's not doing anything. You then need these people to have your back. You have to run in the door with a circle code. Like, that's how they got him. They went in and he ran into the door kind of by himself, and the bad guys was expecting him, you know what I'm saying? That was a setup. Like, you have to depend on these same people to have your back in any situation. That's a life or death situation. So I can kind of understand that whole, I'm not in that position, but, we still need our good officers to speak up against our bad officers. And with bad officers, whether it's killing a black man or losing evidence and other cases are doing wrong until they are disciplined and start missing paychecks and miss a mortgage payment or something. So far we've seen no one go to jail for shooting an unarmed black man. No one. So there's no deterrent for any other department. Had you seen 2 or 3 of them, when you got into that situation, you're going to think a little bit more because you've seen more people go to jail. You know what I'm saying? They like a lot of them don't want to be caught on videotape. Because they see it. They move in certain ways not to be caught on videotape. So I think that's just my little rant, of the whole situation. And again, anything I didn't ask you, a couple of people, I apologize to those who tried to call, Raymond Lopez who tried to call in, but I didn't really get in. She said Facebook is acting crazy. People listening, Kevin Gordon Jr., Carl Stern, Sandy Barnaby, Josh Hayden Armstrong, and several others who are tuned in. Thank you for listening. And anytime you have a question and you can't call in, contact me on Facebook. You can always leave it in the comment section and I will read it. As always, so I just wanted to state that. And also, there's a short in my mic. We found out the chord, so the moves a little bit. So there were portions that Joe did not hear me speaking. I apologize. We found out what the problem is and had to solve it. So, like I said, anything I didn't ask you that you want to bring up, anything, any last minute words, anything that you, like I asked you, where you want to go from here, what you want to see done, any expectations, anything I didn't ask you that you need to say.
Basically, I've said it all.
Okay. Like I said, thank you for coming. If you ever have any other need to write, we will definitely write it. If you have anything else you want to come on and say, speak up. We will definitely, what we've been doing. And we wish you well, and our prayers are with you.
Thank you so very much.
We hope by your appearance here that this lights a fire under some people, and we'll be making some calls ourselves, so.
Okay, thank you.
Not a problem.
Okay. Thank you.
Pleasure to meet you.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us on the show.
Yeah.
It's going to be taken. It can provide.
Yes, I'm going to, it's ran on Facebook Live, it's recording now. When I go home, I'm going to download this, and I'm going to put it on Black Questions to the site. I'm going to, the whole show up, and you'll be able to get it from there. Yeah, blackquestions.com. By tomorrow morning, it'll be up, depending on how much stuff I have tonight to do. I'm a night owl, so it'll probably be up before midnight, but I mean, I tell people by tomorrow, something in the case, and I have something to do or something, Not a problem, but I'll make sure that you get it. Thank you very much for coming. No problem. Yes, you are tuned into People Before Politics. Radio show. Radio talk for the community. We had another mom of a homicide victim, Mount Vernon, come in and talk about the whole situation and how she's dissatisfied with what's going on in the handling of the investigation of her son. This is Dr. Bob came to the studio. He's here. He's out and about. I wanted to play that Black Lives Matter. I wanted to play another one of the videos if I could. I go to the YouTube channel because I think I separated them. This is becoming a big deal with unsolved homicides in Mount Vernon. And something definitely something we speak about a lot. So, we want to help the families in any way we can. Usually at this point, this is a good thing for a co-host. Usually at this point, when I'm looking for videos and stuff, and you usually have the co-hosts, and they talk amongst each other, they name it all, and we give you some, they'll be talking, and I can take this time to look at what I'm doing. I'm not trying to do two things at the same time. But if you bear with me, I'm going to pull up one more video. Let's see. This is her? Yes. Okay. One second. Let me get one. Let's see. Yeah, this is it. Okay, here we go. It is very sad that as a community we have come to this point. She said Mount Vernon has become the news to death, like it's a third world country. And that's very deep. From a mother that lost a child, and I stand with your sister, and I was with her that night, and driving around from hospital to hospital to find your son. And when you called the police department, they wouldn't even tell us what hospital he was in. How can you do that to a grieving mother? And when she just wants to see if her son is alive or dead, because at that time, we didn't know. And that showed the insensitivity that some officers, I'm not saying all of them, some officers have for community. And this is just not Mount Vernon, this is going around black communities throughout the United States. But we can change that as a community. Because we can request and we can demand officers that are going to treat us with compassion. And it's not just a paycheck. Not just a paycheck. I've been in law enforcement 27 years. And
I've never treated my people out of compassion. That's why I took the job. So that's what we need. And as law enforcement, and as many of us standing here, we're going to stand with all the families. And we're going to continue to stand with all the families here in Mount Vernon. Next up is God's government.
First of all, I would like to thank, first and foremost, everybody that's here for your support. I would like to thank Damon Jones, Cynthia Turnquist Jones, A.J. Woodson, Minister Hopkins, Reverend Jeffrey Wheeler, you got to bear with me, I'm trying to keep my composure. Tony Mitchell, Patty Combs, the Foursquare Peace Project, Wilson Dennis and the Dennis family, and a host of others. I'll be here all day if I thank everybody that supported me. I started a social media protest, Justice for Junior. Junior was my son. My son was taken from me early in his life. He was taken from his daughter, who I thank God that she knows, and I'm going to forever make her remember who he was and that she was loved. I want to say something really quick in reference to the Mount Vernon Police Department. I'm a person, I don't call myself black. That's black. I'm brown. I'm brown. I'm not going to give you a name that somebody gave me. I am a brown American and proud of it. But within me, I don't see black or white. I live in a gray place. And when it comes down to the police department and the shenanigans that they hand out, I have this to say to you. It is Ecclesiastes 10:10. If the axe is dull and the edge is unsharpened, more strength is needed. But skill will bring success. And that's one other thing. And I want to also give this to Mount Vernon and the city of Mount Vernon and the officials. The way of fools seem right to them, but the wise listen to advice. Mayor Thomas.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Mount Vernon, we have to understand that when we are not using in a chess game, that you say checkmate and it's over when it comes to taking our children from us. Nobody, I don't care if it's a 12-year-old, I don't care if it's a 50-year-old, life is a life. And that person has families that love them. They have a side that you may not have known. So who are we to judge? I can't judge a soul out here because I am not perfect. We have to hold these officials of Mount Vernon accountable to handle these cases. When you lose a family member, it's traumatic to the family, traumatic to the mother. The mother feels it most, and I said to speak to the God. I said to Ms. Dennis today in Wilford, because I put up a picture of their mother without permission, and I told them I'm very sorry if I did it without permission, but I had to put up this new people that feels more than anybody, because from where he was put in my home is where it hurts the most. It was ripped from me. You gone from the day that doctor tell you you're pregnant. That bond is there with that, it's from the womb to the heart. So when somebody strips them from you, that's where they're taking it from. They're pulling it right back there. Mount Vernon, I have to say that these senseless crimes,
jail is not a fun place. Your parents can visit you. They can visit you when you get up from that table and you go back. And they leave. You're backstage again. Yes, they can visit you. That girlfriend you had, after about 2 or 3 years, she ain't gonna run her anymore. She's gonna be somebody else's girlfriend. Your child that you may have is gonna be raised by another man. So think about what you do. Because you're not only hurting that person and their family, you're hurting yourself. And I'm just so angered. Because we have to raise our sons and daughters. We don't want other people raising our children. Yeah. Parents, pay attention to your children. Family members, listen for the silent cries. Because there's a lot of people that we are so self-absorbed in ourselves in this millennial time. And this is a different generation we deal with. So guess what? We may be baby boomers. We may be Generation X's. But we have to learn how to deal with these millennials. Because this is an instant gratification generation. So we have to learn how to deal with them. We can't shun them because we don't understand them. And maybe we have to come down to their level to understand them. Look for the red flags because not everything wants to be in this. I as soon as they talk to me and said to me, you don't have to do this. And he said, Miss Duncan, I don't have a choice, I live there. So you guys, you come out. Don't speak it. Let it. Let it. These mentors, these boys, ladies, there's a lot of them. They need positive mentors. Please, kids. I'm passionate when it comes to kids, and I don't like to see nobody but kids. We do have to be there for these kids, because they are our future. So if we don't be there, we should. They're coming and go, because that's the thing up. I was in a council meeting the other day, and some bitch, somebody said, it kind of struck me as strange. And I had to speak about this. A guy got up, a gentleman got up and he said he was going to address the shootings in Mount Vernon and there was shots by his house. We planned for emergency evacuations. We planned for fires. We had a plan for fire shooting. Do I have to take my kids? If the whole place stops by the road with the fire, and now I gotta take my kids to duck away from the window because of the shooting, all the old taking over here. Because you look like the streets are taking over, take back your streets. Mount Vernon. People, I say this. Stop, come out. For stuff like this, come out. Come to the council. Hear about your town. Talk to somebody if you don't know. That's what we're here for. They shall learn about the city. Don't come out and go over when they're giving out toys, look back, hamburgers. Come out with knowledge. Come out here and listen. Because they think that you're like this. So don't let them tell you their purpose for their silence, because that's what it's for. Their purpose is for their silence. See, I didn't take any purpose because I'm not going to be silent. Silence is the value. And people need to understand that. Don't let them know that I will support the purpose around chain around your neck.
That's right.
I'm out for more. For more. There's a lot of people, my son with love. He was my big 6'6" baby. You didn't understand that. He was a big baby. And you had a heart and a good one too. And a good one, and he's loved by many. His friend is on the phone from Westchester County jail crying because he wanted to be here to support his friend. Let's stop filling up those jails, because it's a business. It's a business. Let's stop filling them up. All you young people, encourage the other one. Look to the other one, encourage somebody. It only takes a little bit to be good and do good. Because if you live in a pessimistic weapons against me. So this is why nobody can't do anything to me or pull nothing out the closet, because I gave it to you first. But what I can say, I didn't graduate not running high school. I did not graduate because I ran the streets. I didn't have that mentor to call me. But I had a kid. And I said, once I had my first son, and everything I did from 13 to 21. That's young to be out there. And when I had my first son, I gave it all up. It was two places that was destined for me. And it was going to be jail or death. And I didn't want nobody raising my son by way of either channel. So I stopped everything that I was doing. And I did that at the age of 21. So if you know somebody out there, I went back to school. I went back to school and I kept going. And I kept going. And I kept going. So I have a degree in psychology. And I am now working in a 10 years for the school district that I got out from. So you can do it. You can do it. You can do it. People think they know you. They don't know you. You don't know me because we went to school together. You know me. And I don't know you because it is not my main purpose to worry about somebody getting away or getting left behind at home. So now, honey, you have to want to be helped. Because if you don't want to help something that you can't help, reach out, email, you got email, you know who you are. Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend, and we'll get back to that the way it works. But this stuff with the police department and the dealing, extreme lack of professionalism. Extreme. I say, when you dealing with stuff, I am a big advocate of professionalism. And the way that things are being handled are not professional. I'm not going to say that all of the cops are bad cops. No, because the people that I'm saying, they're really good people. They're really good people, but they probably do wrong way. And guess what? They got so much that they can do because of the higher power that's telling them what to do. They have families to feed. So we can't blame no one individual. People have families to feed. I have families to feed. I'm not one to try to take nobody's job from them because it's rough out here. It's rough out here. You know, and you got more people. You got to reach out to good people. Reach out to them. You got bad people. You got ignorant people. But the bad and the ignorant, you got to be there to enlighten them. Because at some point in time, they will see that light. What I do say is that I'm upset that I have to be here. Because people may see my family, they may say, how bad you are, right? It's a lie. It's a lie. I am not all right. I am a hot mess. I'm going to conceal it because I like to look good. But you don't see me when I'm in my house. And I'm perplexed and depressed and crying. And I can't even look at my front picture for more than 2 minutes before I break down. I'm not picture ready yet. I refrained from social media for months because it was too much homage being played for my son and I can't look at it. I came back, I swallowed up every piece of being in me. It came back to start this process. And I'm going to tell you, it went viral. And it's going to continue to go on until those corporate are caught. And you will get caught. You are going to get caught. That's a promise from me. From me, I may be old and dying, but I may have my cave. But I'm up here in that courtroom when they catch you ass. Believe me. And you will get caught. It has to stop what you do to take a life. Or you to say, this is it for this person. I don't believe in we all are numbers. No, I don't believe in that because God did not have it in for somebody to shoot my son 14 times. That's a fool, that person. I pray for them. I pray for their mother because they were guided wrongly. Because anybody that can do something so wrong, we got to make them own it. They bring it in right there. We got to address those that got about their mental illnesses when they get sent to jail. Because by then it's too late. Somebody's child is gone. Attack these mental illnesses. Parents, So we have to do something. We have to do something. And I'm going to tell you, I am not going to be here to police our enemy. Because that's going to be scripted. We got all kinds of, I don't know if anybody read the word, but I don't want it to happen here.
That's right.
I don't want it to happen here. So we got to come together. City council has to come together with the mayor, with the police, with the city, instead of fighting each other over foolishness. We are human beings here that you're dealing with. Like you look like you get pissed, and you forget about it or you can laugh about it. It's not a game. Don't let it hit you. I was out here fighting when I didn't have no missing kids or parents that didn't get justice. And now I'm one of the parents that I used to fight for. And I'm going to tell you that I am driven. I'm driven. I am at my best when I'm angry.
That's right. Go ahead.
I am at my best when I'm angry. So this come here and all of these letters, and I'm ashamed of you, Mayor Collins. Because I don't have nothing against nobody. I don't have nothing against no agenda. No batteries are twisted in my back. This is me all day, every day. I don't have to be coerced. But I'm ashamed because I reached out to you, and a lot of these could have been avoided with just a simple text or a phone call back and say, let's meet. To this day, I haven't heard from this man. And it's been 8 months, and the commissioner, but yeah, I heard from a commissioner who was supposed to be a commissioner, but I didn't let anybody be a commissioner. I'm confused. Somebody called me something from why should a trained person who went to school for criminal justice and a person who took and took a class and went to the academy have to look up to somebody who has no judicial background. Know that, and you will not infiltrate my case, and I will take this to the county. From the county, I will go to the state. From the state, I'll be in Washington. It will not stop. Because a light needs to be shined on. Instead of being in the car, I'm not over there. That's where you shine the light. That bullshit that they do in the stop. I can't go on.
Yes, that was Nas Duncan. She was supposed to be here today, and she couldn't make it, so I really wanted to show that, especially because, like I was saying, just floating around, I'm like, I can write, and politicians can talk about it, but there is no replacement for hearing it from the mother of who lost a child to senseless gun violence. There's nothing that I could say. So I was at a loss for words. There's nothing that I can say to equal that. There's nothing that I can say to fully articulate that. The pain that they go through, the struggle that they deal with, and deal with continually every day. And then again, shout out to the young lady, look her name up again, who was shy. The claim was trial for her murder, Gloria Martley, who was charged, who was killed on 12th Avenue in 2011. Her family was led to believe that they would get justice. Her family was led to believe that they had a right suspect. And a jury of his peers, not as a civil jury, found him not guilty and found out that the police department had lost evidence and a lot of things at play there. Now when the police department is reopening this investigation from 2011. Now this family has to relive this. You know what I'm saying? When they thought they were just getting that moment of, when they thought that they were getting closer to closure, before they can find closure, it opened right back up. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, as time goes on, it's harder to solve these murders. You know what I'm saying? When you haven't been able to solve the ones from 2016 yet, to go back now for a 2011 murder, and evidence is lost and all kinds of stuff. I feel for that family. You know what I'm saying? That's another family that's more, that as God says, does not get a chance to mourn because they're fighting for justice. So they never had time to mourn. And I can't state that enough. You know, to those who are the ones out there taking their life, this is what you're doing. You understand what I'm saying? I understand that the code, and you do this and you do that. I understand it is what it is. But Joe, this is what you're leaving behind. There's another child that's going to grow now without their father. You know what I'm saying? There's another family that's not going to have a man in the house to hold it down. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's just so much. And, you know, hopefully some of these children don't become the next statistics. You know what I'm saying? They come through this productive citizen society, but very understandable. Like I give all props and praises to Kenneth Chamberlain, because I wouldn't want to believe that I could be that outstanding. And when it happened to his father, it happened to my father. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I started with just the coalition for police reform, and I'm out there fighting. And, you know, that's not too far from NWA after police, and just to start bucking shots. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, your father was killed by the police, like, you know what I'm saying? On a medical call. You know what I mean? And, you know, so anyway, I won't keep banging in the head with that, but I played the point from Nas, and I know it was a little lengthy, but you know what? She was not here. So I played it so you can hear her voice, and to further cement what the other mother was saying. And, you know, I'm glad we have this venue where we can give them a voice that they might not find in other places. Because all of them say they reach out to the man, they reach out to that just man, they reach out to this man, but they reach out to the Davis, some of this was Reverend Davis. And, you know, some of this was Reverend Clinton. And, you know, resolution, you know, which means that there was the police commissioners too. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it's not just some she specifically said many times, but some of these create him, and it's a pattern that creates him. And so yeah, it's not right to blame him, but like now you are the mayor, and this is something that has been going on for a while, and yes, we're looking to you to solve the problem. And I blame you, but this is what you stepped into, and this is what you signed up for, and you knew this was going in.
And this is what you promised. Mayor Thomas made it absolutely clear to residents of Mount Vernon that he was going to address the inefficiencies in our city government. And one of those has to be the inability of the police department to solve, you know.
Public safety was a big issue. Public safety was one of his.
Being unfair to the mayor.
I was looking clear, and you know, to be fair to him, some of these, you know, when you go back 2010 to 2011, that this was on Clinton's watch, and all of David's watch in between, and now, a year and a half on Thomas' watch. So, this was Commissioner Bell, Commissioner Rayner, Commissioner Kelly, and then the lack of a commissioner. You know what I'm saying? So it's not even the point to figure out one person. But the bottom line is, it's been a pattern. And at this point, we're going over close to a decade, or probably we can't even talk about it, but probably it goes back longer, because Bob's saying 25 years. So at this point, we're looking to our leaders now to solve the problems now. Regardless if they don't.
Peace.
22 million black victims of Americanism are waking up, and they're gaining a new political consciousness, becoming politically mature. And as they develop this political maturity, they're able to see the recent trends in these political elections. Any minority that has a block of votes that stick together is in a strategic position. Either way you go, that's who gets it. You're in a position to determine who go to the White House and who stay in the doghouse. You're the one who has that power. You and I have never seen democracy. All we've seen is hypocrisy. When we open our eyes today and look around America, we see America not through the eyes of someone who has enjoyed the fruits of Americanism. We see America through the eyes of someone who has been the victim of Americanism. We don't see any American dream. We've experienced only the American nightmare. We haven't benefited from America's democracy. We've only suffered from America's hypocrisy. And the generation that's coming up now can see it and are not afraid to say it. 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 And are not afraid to say it.